Welcome back, guys, to my weekly video of Mount Rushmore of a certain specific WWE category. Now, you guys have let me know quite a few in the comment sections that you want me to do, and quite a few that I've done already. So if you want to recommend one, just let me know in the comment section, and just make sure I haven't done that one yet, because ultimately it's just going to be the same video. So for today's one, it's going to be WWE returns. Now, I'm not talking about a once-off Rumble return or something like that. I'm talking about a full-on proper return. So let's get straight into it, and let's start off with Shane McMahon in 2016. This was before we were completely, absolutely exhausted of the omnipresent Shane McMahon. This was when we were excited when that Here Comes the Money hit in 2016. We were excited to see him. Now, less said about the lockbox and all of that, but still, his return was absolute eye-popped. Next, we've got HBK Shawn Michaels SummerSlam 2002. This was one of the feuds of the early 2000s, him versus Triple H. Of course, him being dropped on his back by Undertaker, no fault of Undertaker, of course, him just taking a bad bump on the casket, then him making the return feud with Triple H. It was supposed to be a once-off match, and it led to his second run, which was arguably better than his first run. Next, we've got John Cena at the Royal Rumble 2008 at MSG. This was ultimately Super Cena. He was supposed to be off for months with surgery, but he recovered like no one else. And Madison Square Garden actually cheered him for a minute until they remember, okay, we actually hate this guy, but Madison Square Garden cheered John Cena at that return. Next, we've got Undertaker Judgment Day 2000. This was when Undertaker debuted his biker gimmick, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, but this return was still absolutely incredible. Now, did he disqualify or accidentally disqualify The Rock, and that led to The Rock losing instead of what he ultimately wanted? Yes, but ultimately it was still The Undertaker returning. Next, we've got Y2J in 07. He got the whole vignette treatment, and it was just so great. HBK, what am I saying? Y2J, it's too many initials in wrestling for my liking. Y2J is just one of the greatest, and he's the absolute master of reinvention. Next, we've got Matt Hardy in 2005. This was when real life became fiction and fiction became real life. So Matt Hardy was off with injury, and he asked one of his real life best friends, Edge, to take care of his girlfriend on the road, Lita, real life, not storyline. And the two of them spent a lot of time together, and they eventually had a relationship. Matt Hardy found out about this. He was supposed to be the victim of all of this, but he was painted somehow as the bad guy in WWE's eyes somehow, and he lost the feud against Edge. But again, the return was still incredible. Mick Foley, Royal Rumble 2004. This led to his feud with Orton. This made Orton a megastar, and anytime Foley would come back, that's one of my favorites. Next, oh, by the way, I forgot how to explain how this game works. I usually explain in the little intro, but I'm halfway through this list already. So I go through a bunch of people that should be on the Mount Rushmore of a certain category, and then I let you know the three that is undoubtedly on the Mount Rushmore, and you let me know who the fourth would be. So next we've got Edge at Royal Rumble 2010, and this was just, how can you not be happy when Edge comes back? And next, we've got Edge Royal Rumble 2020. So it seems like every 10 years, Edge is going to make a comeback at the Rumble and just be in better shape and more over. So is he coming back Royal Rumble 2030 and just be better than he ever was before? I would be completely okay with that. Next, so this is this a return? I don't know. Is it a debut of new gimmicks? Yes. Is it? You guys will get what I'm saying. It's the NWO in 2002. Now, why this counts as a return? Hulk Hogan came back. Scott Hall came back, which is Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash, which is Diesel, came back. So it's all technically returns. And they were a lethal dose of poison. And my Vince McMahon is really horrible, by the way. Next, we've got Lesnar, 2012. Him just absolutely coming back from a UFC run and destroying John Cena. I'm 100% okay and on board with him becoming a beast. Next, we've got the Hardys. Oh, this, by the way, this is the actual Mount Rushmore, the three that should undoubtedly be on there. It's the Hardys at WrestleMania 33. Literally the night before that, they had a ladder match with the Young Bucks. So how they made that, and the New Day coming out, we've got a surprise for you, and ultimately it wasn't them, it was the Hardy Boys. That's probably one of the loudest I've ever reacted to WWE return. And this wasn't a once-off that actually became kind of a nostalgia act, and then it became Broken Matt Hardy, which I don't want to speak about too much. It was mishandled by WWE, but still, the Hardy Boys, absolutely best. Next, we've got Triple H on Raw 2002. He came back from a quad tear, as he tends to do. Bigger, better, more denim jacket than ever, and just one thing, Rumble. And it seems like a lot of great returns happen towards the Rumble, which I guess makes perfect sense. And then lastly, it's Stone Cold at Backlash 2000. So he was teased to be there, but the whole night it wasn't supposed to be him. So it was still a surprise return, and it was still a return from injury, and he came back when it looked like The Rock was just getting absolutely destroyed by the McMahon-Helmsley regime, and he came back and he evened the score. And the way that crowd reacted, I'm pretty sure we can still hear that today. That's just the best return. When the glass shattered, it's just the best. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts would be. Until next time, peace.